New ideas come from the funniest places. You know, it was kind of like a new way of thinking. We're like, oh, let's take this and twist it that way.
And new ideas, for the most part, we steal from nature.
I love coming here with ideas that are not complete. You know, a musical feeling or a shape. Maybe there's not even a melody yet.
How to really give a new means of the expression, how to inspire people.
How can we show children with ADHD and autism what's making them excited and frustrated?
How can you get people to work together? How can you use social media?
How do you craft a long-term successful human-robot relationship?
Everyone should have the opportunity to explore and experiment.
Technology designed in the right way becomes the bridge between your mind, what you're trying to express, your emotions, and getting it out there.
We were thinking about inventing new ways to let people who are not musicians feel what it feels like to make music.
Empowering patients to take control of their own health, to affect the biomedical research process.
And when I see a beautiful flower in some neighbor's yard, I would want to know right there and then sort of what that is called and whether it grows well in zone 6.
We may be near the threshold where we can copy the structures in our minds into other machines, and then everything changes.
Because of an enhancement, a sophistication in human-machine interaction, we will largely eliminate disability in the world.
I think what we all do is we try to work on futures that we would like to live in.
The Media Lab is an idea. It was an idea that a couple of really bright people had about 25 years ago. They wanted to get away from this directed research model and to completely redefine what basic research would be.
The predecessor groups to the Media Laboratory were renegades who didn't fit anywhere. Most of the people that were involved, their passions deviated sharply from what any existing research or academic domain was at the time.
A magnet for the really crazy ideas and the people who are at the edge of things that won't really work other ways in normal departments.
We're going to make the future, and if anybody else competes, we won't sit there and compete. Take it as the opportunity to do something new.
You're really always at the edge, and as soon as it gets to be solid ground, you go someplace else.
We try to pick problems that are new enough and interesting enough that nobody has the answer for them.
A building full of interdisciplinary people who all had as a common vision making the world a better place.
These are people who like to get their hands dirty. Now that may be on a keyboard building software, it may be gadgets or gizmos, it may be cars, it may be sociable robots.
The idea of project-based work, of really building and making things as a way of knowing, putting together new inventions and designing things.
It lets you go across traditional disciplinary boundaries, so it's easy to mix together things from mechanical engineering and computer science.
The people here are interdisciplinary.
Psychologists, sociologists.
Foreign students, older students, younger students, people who've been in industry.
I think that's where creativity comes from, finding connections between those disparate things.
There's a sense of ensemble, I would say, at the lab in general.
You really build a bond and community.
Being around a critical mass of other creative people is a huge stimulant to creative formation.
Even when they come here, and certainly after they come here, they're both willing and eager to fail.
If we're not making mistakes, if we're not making the wrong decisions, we're not pushing ourselves hard enough.
You connect to your passions. What are you most excited about? What do you want to be working on?
The tools are here, the workbenches are there, there are no walls, there are no boundaries. You have an idea, just sit down over there in walking distance. You've got the resources. You don't have to write a paper, you don't have to write a proposal.
If you come up with an idea, you do it and you iterate on it to get feedback and people use it.
It kind of forces you to get your stuff working and playable in front of people a lot.
As soon as something catches on and can be done better by pouring lots more resources into it, that's when the technology or that concept graduates from the Media Laboratory and goes out into the world.
Now here's the secret. Our sponsors give us the resources and the money to go do this with complete freedom.
A company will get you inspired to look into something. You think about it in a way that they never would have considered, and then the next time they come around, they have a different perspective on the problem.
This is about people. All this work is about people. It's about empowering people. It's about helping people achieve the goals and quality of life that they already aspire to.
Pushing businesses to do things a little bit differently, pushing culture to do things differently.
And I think, in my mind, that's what the future of the Media Lab is really about. What can we do to help everybody invent their own futures?
I think that's a 100-year ethos. or a 1,000-year ethos, because we're never going to run out of the opportunity for human creativity.
We don't accept the world as it is. We will envision what the world should be and make it so.